Okay, Lauren Womack.
Is that related to you? Is that your daughter?
She may be in overflow room. Lauren Womack. This is a different group, huh?
You need to specify that. Make sure.
Okay, this is with the who is this with? Okay, Families Helping Families.
Do you have other ones like that?
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Lauren.
Good morning. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. And I just want to, before I start, thank you for your commitment to the people with disabilities in Louisiana. I wasn't able to attend the last meeting, but I was able to listen, and I appreciate the Families Helping Families initiative that you supported. I'm coming here just to speak on the night rate, and I know you have a lot to consider going into the bill, so I'm just going to give my testimony. And I just appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'm Lauren Womack, and I'm a resident of Lafayette Parish. I'm a current Roe recipient, waiver recipient since 2019, and I would like to ask you to appropriate the $10.1 million in state general funds to cover the $5 increase in the rate for night services to match the current day rate service within home-based community waiver services for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I was diagnosed at the age of 3 years old with a rare form of muscular dystrophy when I failed to reach my developmental milestones. My condition is an overall weakness of the skeletal muscle tissue. Over the years, my condition has worsened. I've gone from being able to walk and do things independently as a child, and to in my 20s, I had to get a wheelchair and start depending on services. I rely on a power chair for movement. I need a direct service worker for assistance with dressing, grooming, showering, transferring in and out of the wheelchair from the shower to the bed. I sleep with a sleep apnea machine, oxygen, and a non-invasive ventilator. This is not to shock you, but just to understand how the complex issues that certain people with developmental disabilities have and why the night rate is needed. Increasing the $5 is a small step towards alleviating that issue that we all know is an issue with the direct service worker shortage crisis. And I would ask you to remember that, we're focusing on this issue, but this is not guaranteed that this rate is going to go towards increasing the pay of direct service workers too. So I think that's something in the future that we need to work on as well. 2 years ago, my husband had to undergo a spinal fusion and couldn't do anything to help me, and I needed direct service work. I didn't have any family support as backup, and so my family of origin lives in New Orleans. They could not help me regularly. If I didn't have night workers, I would have had to go in a nursing home until he was able to be healed. At nighttime, I need to be repositioned, assistance going to the bathroom, make sure I don't get bed sores. And another consideration is in severe weather, if my breathing machine goes out or my oxygen concentrator, there's only a limited amount of battery. and someone has died in our parish because of the power outages with not having their oxygen. So this is a consideration as well if a night worker is not available. It can be life-threatening. So again, I ask you to consider it. I know you have a lot on your plate to think about, but I just want to take the time to thank you for your commitment. I'm here to help you problem solve, and whatever I can do to help, please let me know. So thank you so much. Thank you, Senator Womack. Senator Boudreaux, I know you had mentioned last time, and somebody else I'm forgetting. But thank you so much for letting me speak, and thank you for your consideration.
Okay, thank you for coming in and your testimony there. Senator Cloud.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, this is really for the staff, but I do want to thank you and commend you. I've said this multiple times in committee. My husband and I take care of two intellectually disabled individuals, a mother and her son. And without this waiver, they would be in a facility and not in community, and the facility would be a pretty great distance from their hometown. So it's
Thank you for your service as well.
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's an honor and a pleasure, but it's a lovely situation, and without the waivers, we wouldn't be able to keep them home. And I understand exactly what you're saying, that just because we appropriate more dollars doesn't mean it translates or trickles down to the actual workers that are in the homes with them, which is where it needs to go.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a small part of a bigger problem, and I'm glad that y'all have already mentioned multiple ways of trying to look at it, especially fiscally.
Yeah.
In other areas. So.
Well, and thank you. But to the staff, I don't know if who can answer this, but just educate us, maybe educate me, because I might be the one that needs educating. The waivers they're asking, I want to be very clear on what we're doing with the request is with this group. It appears that they're asking for additional funding for those waivers and those home workers. So can someone with the staff educate us on where we are right now and what you understand the request to be, and where it is in the budget?
So they're asking for an additional $10.1 million of state funds to increase roughly around $30 million to increase the rates for night services to equate them with the day rates. In 2018, there was an increase given for night rates. There was another one given in 2021. But there is a variance between night and day rates based on the department, the services that are provided between day and night.
Yeah, the committee's wondering.
I'm trying to get it.
I'm on now. The committee's wondering if those dollars are used to draw down, Heather, any
Yes,
federal
because
dollars.
the 10 million, yeah, this is a Medicaid service. So the 10 million will get you a total. The total add would be actually 30 million.
Okay.
Yes,
all
so it's
right.
matching. This is a Medicaid program.
So it's a match. One thing that I think is really important that the legislature does, because we continue to fund and champion our waiver program, is doing some kind of survey or analysis to make sure that the dollars aren't staying, and the service providers, we appreciate them too, and this is no hit at them, but just to make sure that everybody's playing fair, where it's not staying at the top and it's actually trickling down. And we need some comfort in knowing that it is trickling all the way down to the home workers that are on the front lines, because if it's not, we're not actually solving problems, we're building budgets. So we need to think about that. Thank you.
Okay. The board's clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Kelly Monroe, the ARC. Caroline Meehan, Community Provider Association of Louisiana, Roma Kid, the Ark of Washita. Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, ladies.
Hi, my name is Kelly Monroe. I'm the Executive Director for the Ark of Louisiana, and I'm here today to talk to you guys about the night rate increase. I've met with probably most of you already about this, but there's a $5 difference between the night rate and the day rate. A lot of the things that are done during the day are also done at night, with the exception of a couple of other things that are pretty important, such as repositioning to avoid skin breakdowns. Oh, sorry. And pressure sores, medication that's taken throughout the night, and then it's sometimes catheterization, just to name a few of those. These things help keep people safe and in their homes and out of institutions. So it's my understanding that the commissioner has put this $10 million into an amendment, into his amendments. And so I just ask that you take that in consideration when it comes to this committee, and keep the $10 million in the medical vendor payments to help pay for these increases.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Monroe.
I think, wait, one more thing. I think that Caroline had given the fact sheets for you guys. Oh. Just something to kind of like keep and look over before House Bill 1 does come to the committee.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good morning. I think it's still morning. Mr. Chairman and members, I'm Caroline Meehan. I'm the Executive Director of the Community Provider Association of Louisiana. So we're a statewide trade association for providers of disability services. And I know y'all are familiar with many of these. They're community-based organizations in your hometowns and your communities. So we're talking about Delta American Healthcare in Delhi, up in Shreveport, the Ark of Caddo Bossier, Volunteers of America, Evergreen Life Services in the Lake Charles area, and Ark of Washita, which you'll hear from Roma in a second. But these are organizations that serve people with disabilities in every region of the state. And just to add to what Kelly said, all of our disability service organizations in the state are working together to ask for this very important increase in the reimbursement rate for services that are provided at night. And just a little bit of context, because I know a lot of y'all, including Senator Evans, who I just saw walk in, worked very hard to get us a reimbursement rate increase in 2021. And for whatever reason, the increase in the night rate was left out of that increase. And so we're just trying to get that rate up to be the same as the reimbursement rate for day services. So it's $10.1 million in state general fund. And I know Roma will have some input to share from the provider perspective. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Roma Kidd. I'm the Executive Director of ARCO. We serve men and women with developmental disabilities through the waiver. Particularly, what we're concerned about is a service that we call supported and independent living. This is where the night services actually occur. A little history. Been around to see it all, including the start of the waiver. And when it started, the people that we supported were men and women who were far more able than they are today. These were individuals who needed day services primarily. They may need something at night, but it was really kind of an overview. Wasn't much more than that. They were young, and so were we, who were there with them. Time has changed for all of us, but we are their surrogate family. They are still with us. We want them to be with us throughout their lives. Their needs have changed tremendously. what they needed 30 years ago or 20 years ago or whatever. Much different today. Today, the people who work during the day are helping people now in wheelchairs and using walkers and who have perhaps dementia, figuring out what to do. What they do during the day takes more time. What goes on at night now is also different. As has been alluded to earlier, people need to be helped with getting to the bathroom or perhaps changed. They need to be turned. They need their CPAP to stay on. And that night staff, they're the ones who are cleaning out the refrigerator. They're the ones who are cleaning the bathroom, mopping the floors, doing those things. Their nights are very full. Now, here's another little secret that somehow private sector gets that government doesn't. You have to pay people more to work at night. We really should be asking for more because people don't want to work at night. If you look at private industry, you will see there are night and weekend differentials that actually are more than the typical Monday through Friday day shifts. We're not asking for that. We're only asking to be able to afford what we're already doing, which is we are having to pay people, in our case, often more at night than we are paying during the day. The people we serve are wonderful people, but for our staff, these are scary jobs. They hold the lives of these individuals in their hands. The good news about this is that this is a match. There's more money to attach to it to cover it. Our little company, we're not big, we're not little, we're somewhere in between, but we'll have to go to our community to raise about $400,000 this year to be able to do these services. Had we had the night rate, that would have been reduced by $150,000. Our community will very much appreciate that you all help us with this.
Okay, Senator Edmonds, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, ladies, for being at the table. And obviously, we've tried to work on this. And let's go back to when we were able. It was quite an effort, I think, to just try to get the day rate. Has it? And I know how hard it was for you guys to, hire employees and whatnot, trying to match what was going on. Did it help at all, as far as helping with? Because I know you had such shortages of hiring.
It absolutely helped. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
So you still having issues of hiring people at the, 18, 30, 52?
Yes, I can answer that.
Still having difficulties?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Louisiana is actually one of the lowest reimbursement rates in the United States. I think we're second to last.
Yeah. I know we've been battling to try to help you get to where we need to get.
Yes, sir.
On the, what's your shortage like on your night rates now? Not just dollars, but on hiring right now. Where are you?
I can talk to that. It is very, very difficult to hire night and weekend staff. We have advertised everywhere. We do job fairs everywhere from churches to bars. We don't care. We just need help. People who are good people who are willing to come to work. Last week we actually had a job fair at a car wash. Gave away car washes to anybody who would come and fill out an application and let us run them through to see if they could actually qualify to work. It's very difficult to get those. The weekends and the nights.
Weekends and night, right? What you mentioned the match dollars. Any one of you, where would we be on match dollars, or what this would do for you?
I think the match rate for these services is it's like 67-33, so 33% from the state and then the match from the feds.
Okay.
So I know I think somebody mentioned earlier what the actual federal drawdown would be.
It's like 10 million and 30,
30,
something like that.
yeah.
Isn't that close?
It was
I think
30
so.
million.
Yeah,
Yep.
30 million. Okay. And that would at least get you up to, and I know it's very simple, but it gets you up to $18.52 on the night rate.
Yes, sir, from 1352 to 1852.
All right. Well, thank you for what you do. It's always a pleasure to work with you guys. Y'all go above and beyond all our services. We appreciate it. I know that our people, especially our families that I hear from all the time, I mean, I'm very grateful for what you do. We're definitely going to give it a hard look, as always, to try to help you get to where you need to be.
Thank you so much. And-
Thank you.
Thank you.
And it is, it is in the amendment from the commissioner, and so we just hope that you guys keep it there and when it comes to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you.